Overvaluing in a state agency. Today I'm joined by the wonderful Miranda Menzies, who is an estate agent from Northamptonshire. Miranda, what are your thoughts on overvaluing in a state agency? Talk to me.
Well, overvaluing in a estate agency is something that really doesn't come onto my radar for me personally, because I am obviously self-employed independent and I have 0 contract weeks. So when I'm taking a property on the market, sometimes I'm testing boundaries and I don't always get it 100% right, but that could be perceived by somebody like yourself or another agent as overvaluing it. So there's 2 sides to this.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and I would say there's a difference between overvaluing and overpricing. Okay, and it comes down to the intent of the valuer. So hear me out on this one, and then I'd like your thoughts. Okay, there's a difference between saying, I think your house is worth between 480 and 500, and I'm not 100% sure, but why don't we try it at 500 or 510 to start with? Obviously put it on at 5, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Which I think is overpriced, but the intent is, I think it's there, it's somewhere there, versus this house is worth 450, but if I tell them 450, I won't get the business. So I'll just tell them 500 to get the business.
Massive difference.
Massive difference.
Massive difference. And again, that's kind of, I see this industry, you've got the whole industry here, and that's a little bit, if that's happening, that's kind of swamp-like. And I don't take myself down to the swamp, to be honest with you, because that's not going to create in good results or good business for me.
In a survey of 100 estate agents, they were asked how many of you overvalue, and 99 said they didn't. Well, it's quite obviously they do, because why would only just over 1 in 2 houses actually end up selling?
Good point. Good question. I think intentionally, if they're doing it intentionally, that's a completely different story to. It's really difficult because I'm in a self-employed model head.
So you eat what you kill.
Exactly. And I only want work and business that's going to equate to money in my bank account, and that's going to equate to a 5-star review for my clients, buyers and sellers.
Okay, why do you think other agents overvalue?
Well, again, I'm here 4 years, but from my point of view, it's to get contracts signed. And then it's a lengthy contract, 16 weeks, a lot of contracts are. And then obviously they put pressure on them to reduce, and then they will eventually get the sale. I don't know whether they're commissioned or they get a certain bonus if they.
Yes, there are some largest agency chains pay their valuers a commission when they list the property.
Well, there you go then. I mean, I've not been in that world and that industry, so, and you just hear what you hear, and a lot of it I take with a pinch of salt. But if that is the case, that would explain things.
I say in my poster on a regular basis, you should have the balls, pardon the pun, to be able to walk away from. What could you teach the ladies and gentlemen watching the video now on being able to walk away and then making sure you get it back?
Completely fluid contact all the time. Don't let that person go. If you go out to, it happens to me, it does happen to me on a regular basis, I'll be honest with you. So I'll go out and I'll give a true valuation. I'll show Mr. Client, these are my findings. This is why I think your house is worth this. And then he's been told by another agent it's worth £100,000 more. Then I will show him what you can get for £100,000 more. Why would they pay that for yours if they can get this and this and this for theirs?
But they still don't listen, do they?
No, they don't listen, but that's not necessarily, you don't get it there and then, but they'll come back to you. And when they do come back to you, you're the 2nd, 3rd wave agent, they're a lot more pliable. They're like, oh yeah, she was right all along type thing. It's no good being, oh, I told you you're wrong. You've just got to be nice.
But it's interesting you say the word communication and keeping contact. That's where every agent goes wrong with overvaluing. It's like, I can only speak as a bloke, but it's like asking the girl out. She says no, but the natural reaction is to back away. Are you saying you almost need to keep in contact with them more than their existing agent?
Yeah, definitely.
But how do you? To most agents, they would say, "No, I can't do that.
And
I don't want to do it."
There's probably a lot that I don't do, and it falls through my net. So I'm not saying I'm good at this all the time, but if it's intentional and it's on my mind and I put little notes in my diary, you just text them and say, oh, how are you getting on with your current agent? How's it going? You know, have you had any full asking price offers? You know, just generally keeping in touch with them. Or I always find out whenever I go into market appraisal, one of the first things I do is find out what the intentions of that client is once they've sold.
The motivation.
Their
Yep.
motivation. And then if I can help them find a property and they're on my radar, so I will send them regular links. I will ask them to reach out to me and follow me on my social medias, because I'll do coming soon videos, and just be the one that really still wants to help them. So you're not going quiet and you're like, oh, I'm still here. So when they are
Just your own properties, or properties with other agents?
I've never actually done that, although I have.
I would.
Yeah, I know. I think that's a good point. It's not that it's not an intentional that I've never done that.
Yeah, well, I would. This is what I would do. I would set up multiple Rightmove alerts. I would do 2 per lost property. I would. Now on Rightmove alerts, you can actually name them.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
So you do one alert of Bob Smith looking for a 4-bed detached house in Kettering with a price, and you write that in, and then set the alert up. Let's just say they own a 3-bedroom semi in Corby.
Yeah.
I'd set up another 3-bed alert. Bob Smith owns a 3-bedroom semi in Corby with price range. For when a 3-bed semi comes on the market within a quarter-mile or half-mile radius of his or her house, it pings you. And then what you do is you get Rightmove alerts coming to you for every property that either is like theirs or the one they want to buy. And then that's when you can send them a WhatsApp saying, saw this, thought of you.
Yeah.
There you go. You learn something every day.
You definitely do. And that you know, they really appreciate that.
Because you're thinking of them.
Exactly.
Thank you for your time today, Miranda.
Thank you very much.